Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative, and today we're going to be taking a look and experience review with the Latercase from the guy who does the Unbox Therapy channel on YouTube, and of course he has his own website. So I got this first from my iPhone 11 Pro. Oh, by the way, that was the box that it came in. Nothing's really in there now. I just want to show this to you. But here it is on an iPhone 11 Pro. Here it is on an iPhone SE. Now they do have some little design variations, one I like more, one I like less, but this is the one I got first. When you first receive it, you can feel a lot of the texture on the Kevlar backing because this is a extremely thin, I think it's 0.6 millimeters of thickness or thinness because it's extremely thin. But when you first get it, because this is a new one, you can feel that texture. Later on, at least for me, my fingers get used to it. I can feel it when I rub it here, but if I just have it in my hand, it feels just like a kind of not tacky, but grippable material. Because for me, the iPhone 11 Pro, I cannot grip that. With that frosted glass on the back, it is extremely slippery in my hand. Let me show you here how easy it is to get this off. You slide a corner out. Now, ease of getting this off with foresight is fine, but this does not pop out because I have dropped this phone in this case in the shower. It did not pop out. It actually may have saved the phone, and even though I wouldn't use this for dropping because again there's no way that any kind of impact gets distributed against this very thin case, it did survive, and it did help in one case. So I'm not sure if you can see on the camera on the phone here. There's a tiny scuff right here, and that's because when you have the case on the phone, this is the only place that there is an absence of case. So it fell off because what I was doing was I was watching videos in the shower, as I always do, and it was propped up here. It slid off, kind of flipped itself, and started scraping along here and fell onto the bottom. So just where the absence of case was, that's where it happened. And this is one thing where I kind of juggle with the thought of what would be better. This one is an extremely thin case, but you cannot rest the phone on its face because there is no lip around it. Most cases, maybe something like this one, will have a little lip so you can lay it down. So whatever material, rubber, plastic, it will protect it from being face down. This one is something that you cannot do that whatsoever unless you want the glass of the phone being on whatever surface there is here. That is one thing that for dropping I don't like. For scratches I don't like, but for the usability of the phone it feels a lot nicer because this is hugging the sides of the phone, but it really allows great access for this phone. Like, you feel like you're just going off the side, and it really makes the usability of this phone a lot better. For the iPhone SE for 2020 is exactly the same. It's just going to be kind of falling off. It does not allow you to put the phone this way without damaging the screen. But the back here is going to be what's the difference, and I think looking at this more, I understand why. The camera module on the iPhone 11 Pro is huge, and it has this kind of ring that is not made of Kevlar, I believe, and is just made of plastic. This single camera unit on the iPhone SE is more of like a molded Kevlar. And if you can see here, it's literally just like a little hump rather than a piece of plastic around it. And aesthetically, I think that is more good looking. It is beautiful. I think it just looks great. But for functionality, for a camera this big, you can't feed it up the same way, because what this is, it's fed up the camera and it leaves like a tiny little gap. So if it's resting perfectly on here, you won't damage the camera lens while sitting on something. And you can do that because it's one single camera. You just have to go over this height a little bit and then you're fine. With this one, the camera, and let's see if we can just take this off here. The camera has two different portions that go up and down. Or no, sorry, they go up and then up again. So you have this little ramp that goes up here, and then you have an even taller portion of cameras. And I think if you had that kind of slide up form fitting, there's nothing for the sides of the case to grip onto. So I understand completely why they did it. What's more visually pleasing is going to be this case, because it's literally just one piece of Kevlar, and it just slides up there. You can even see from the inside there's a kind of a hole for the camera, because this camera does not slide up. It has this kind of it's just kind of like a little notch camera, just like the iPhone 11 Pro, but much smaller. And then if you can see here, there's the plasticky ring that's around the camera. But that's just what it is. If you have any questions, they go for $35 on the Latercase's website. I've been a huge fan of them. They feel really great in my hand. I like that I can take them out of my pocket and not really have any pocket lint coming with them. They give me a good grip, and they make me feel like I have a secure hold on the phone, where I think combating the fact that it may slip out of my hand makes me feel safer with this than with a case that's maybe like an OtterBox that is made for dropping the phone to protect when the phone is dropped. This is preventative. That one's kind of, I literally just lost the word, but this is preventative. The other one's for after the fact. By the way, if you have any questions about these little things here on the back of the phone, these are little pop socket mounts, so these are not part of the case. It is a flush case. This just slides on here. This is just how I use it, and it keeps it minimal. I, again, like the case. Easy to install. Just have the phone here, snap it in. It doesn't fall out. Hold the jostling in my pocket, my backpack. When it fell, this one fell, never fell out. Very happy with that. And then again, very same for this iPhone SE. It keeps the phones extremely slim. It just makes it so tiny. Like, this phone is tiny compared to a lot of phones. And remember, this is the 11 Pro. It is not the Max, so the Max would be even bigger. This is a tiny phone. It feels good in the hand. It feels very secure in the hand. And personally for me, for my use, I like that I added this little thing here. I do like the tactile feel from these cases, but having like something little to put on, maybe that, or a full pop socket, those little things that go here and pop right out, maybe that would be fine too. It's just a little addition that I did and I made from the first week, just because I like everything here in one. Kind of just looks like it has a backpack on. I forgot how much I just like holding these phones in here. It's a really good way to have your phone. But again, don't forget, you can't, it's going to be screen to screen here if you put this way. With me, I usually have both of these phones in my pocket. What I used to do is both my cases had lips on them, so I could have one resting on the back of here, but if I do that now, it's just going to be scratching this with this little back portion. Even if I've removed this little back portion, it still would be scraping against the camera housing here. So unfortunately, that's just something that I have to deal with. Not everybody uses two phones. Not everybody has phones with, screens that you really care about. Sometimes people have like a burner phone that they don't care about, and then one that they do. Both of these, I want to make sure that these are lasting for a very long time. But yeah, this one I got when they first released this for the phone, maybe a month after, and then this one I must have gotten less than a month ago, whenever the phones came out. If I had to choose one or the other to go with, I would go with the smaller one. Again, with the form-fitting Kevlar mold compared to this plasticky kind of rim mold, that's going to be my favorite. But, alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions or want to begin a dialogue, put that in the comment section below. Check out our other channel, Cars Cats Creative. You can find me on Instagram at m8b9. You can email me at matt8b9@gmail.com. Don't forget to applaud the video, because that helps out so much, and subscribe. And again, any questions about literally anything, let me know. making a lot of content at this time, and hopefully you're finding some of this great. But thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.